Hey fam, it's Soria.
And Tanya.
Welcome back to the Everyday People Potty. We are so excited to be here to be sharing once again on our next episode.
Definitely very keen for this.
What is our next episode, Tans?
We're going to go on to the subject of like the slowing down. Slow is fast.
Yes.
That's kind of what I want to label it as. Slow is fast. I think we could share quite a lot of experiences that we've had recently, but how we've actually adopted this and made it work within our lives, going from the craziness and busyness of rushing through life, where we rush, thinking we've got to get everything done.
Yeah.
Which you do. I'm not saying we don't get everything done, but it's how we do that. It's like where there's chaos and anxiety, and there's no time to think. Your life is spinning and spiraling, and
you then make a lot of decisions that you actually regret.
Correct.
Later.
And often you find you're not responding, you're reacting.
So you're not even like present in that time.
No.
You kind of just make a decision in
the moment. Or because you and then you, like you said, you regret it. You also you hear things differently. I was going to say incorrectly, but like differently, and then one, it could be triggered by it to just react and just respond poorly, or respond even totally how you shouldn't have. I don't know what the wording is there.
No, definitely.
But I think one of the first things I want to share is, like, with the slow is fast, slowing down and pausing and all that doesn't mean you completely stop. That's not it at all. It's slowing down your body, you're slowing down your movements, it's slowing down your mind. So you're able to actually process your thoughts, process what's being said to you and hear it. To then think, is this, if it's a question, is this something that I can do? Do I have the capacity for whatever? Whereas in the past you might have been like, yes,
Definitely. I've definitely been a yes person in the past, and that's because I've never really slowed myself down to actually make a decision. Sorry, I'm just scratching my leg because
are you okay?
I shaved my legs yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I probably didn't moisturize. So I'm sitting here like just scratching away. No, I don't have fleas or anything like that. It's all good, guys. It's all good. I've just got dry legs this season in winter.
Are we
heading into
No, we're actually in summer.
Oh,
wow.
Let's see, look, this is what happens when you rush, right? You're just saying whatever and you don't know what you're saying. But no, it's definitely important. I feel like I experienced that somewhat recently as well, constantly, like, decisions are always going to be thrown at us, like left, right, center, like every direction. They're just coming. So because they're coming that fast, I feel like I need to keep up with the pace.
100%.
But I definitely realized that I was aware that I had time to make a decision. I didn't have to rush it. And sometimes I found myself like holding back, going, oh my goodness, like, I don't have to respond now. I can literally wait. So there were moments in my day where I was able to stop and pause and just regather myself, because I just felt like problem after problem after problem, and I was like becoming like overwhelmed and overstimulated and all the things. And I thought, I can actually sit in that. I can actually take 10, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it takes, to just be still, to pause, to slow down, to realize that I'm in control.
Because you're actually in control of your life, right? You're the driver. Not technically no one else.
And I have a choice to choose. And I think because I can slow down and tell myself that my decision is not based off people pleasing or, letting someone down or out of guilt. It's actually coming from a place where I'm still and I know what I want, the decision I want to make. What am I agreeing to?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, is it overcommitment?
Yeah.
Am I, saying yes for them or for me? And in a sense, I get that, we do things for others. That's totally understandable. But in the same time, we can do things for others, but still prioritize us. It can come from a place of filling our cup first. And because we've done that, we can then we can pour out to somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that definitely 100%.
Mm.
And too, like you're able to, from like your schedule point of view, you're able to get through your tasks a lot smoother, a lot better, like almost gracefully. And then you think that was easy.
Yeah,
Like,
you look back and you go, oh my goodness, I actually got everything done, but this time with a more calm, like you feel more calm at the end of the day. Like it doesn't feel like, oh my goodness, that was a day. And we do get those days, right?
oh yeah,
Every time we do get those days where it's like, it's hectic, it's full on, and you feel burnt out and all the things. That's reality of life. But I guess if we're constantly
checking in with ourselves,
checking in and being mindful of like, okay, you know what, that day was full on. What can I do? What can I change? What can I learn from yesterday that I can change to manage my day and manage me better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the things, which has really helped me sort of navigate my day. And honestly, I feel like my day today was pretty hectic, but in all fairness, I was able to slow myself down in the mind and not be so caught up in carrying everyone's energy, right?
Yeah.
And expectation.
So good.
That can like weigh so heavy on you. And it's like, okay, I've got a decision to make. Am I going to take on their energy and, base my choices on what they're giving out? Or am I going to take a moment to pause and make the decision based on me?
Yeah.
And how I feel in that moment. And sometimes it's not about feeling. I think we can get really mixed in our emotions and we can act out because of how we feel. But sometimes that's why the pause is so important, because we're not coming from, I feel really angry in that moment, or I feel bitter. It's like, let's put those emotions, like let's feel those emotions, let's put them aside, and it gives you more clarity to actually choose make the right decision.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I could take this down a few different paths.
Let's go.
Let's go. Because one thing came up was the faith over feeling, like stepping at the showing up regardless how we feel. But with the intention to bring the energy, like you said, the energy you bring, like if they're not bringing the energy that you want, you have to bring the energy that you want to carry.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, and obviously that will also permeate out, but how do you want to show up?
Yeah.
How do you want to be in everyday situations?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the other biggest thing here is by you taking the time to slow down, to actually allow your mind to process, you show up so much better, and others aren't even aware half the time what you're going through, and you show up well, and they're actually amazed. Like, they're like, huh.
But sometimes it can seem though that nothing's wrong with us.
That's correct.
Because we do manage it so well, but it's like, it's because we're adopting the right tools.
Yeah.
To navigate hardships in life.
Yeah.
All the things, other people's energy that we don't necessarily want to carry, which in the past we would, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We would literally allow so many and enable so many things. But I guess once you start building yourself and building that strong foundation of sort of what you want and who you want to be, it makes it a lot easier to start implementing small little goals to work towards and the tools to repeat daily. And I think one thing I tell myself is like, you can only manage you.
Well,
you can't manage Sally in the back there.
No.
You can't manage Bob at the front over there. Like, you can only manage you.
Correct.
And once you start focusing on that, that's when you realize, oh,
That's game changer.
It's game changer.
Game changer.
It really is. Yeah.
I think the other biggest thing with the slow is fast. Look, I know that there's times where this isn't possible, and therefore this slowing yourself down is even more important. But managing your schedule, like stop filling your calendar with so many things. Like keep going. Nothing to see here. Like be very aware of what you've got on your calendar each and every day.
Yeah.
Again, that whole pausing and checking before you say yes, even if that means you have to go, I can't answer you right now. I will get back to you. I need to check my schedule to see if I can actually commit to that. Because each time you say yes to something and then don't actually like don't you know where I'm going, right? Yeah, and don't show up. You're actually
She's referring to me, by the way. But it's okay. It's okay. I can take it. I can take it.
Well, hey,
if the shoe fits.
I don't mean it like that.
Lace it up.
But like it actually affects your integrity. It also affects your self-trust, and that's a big one, because you lack self-trust with yourself, and that shows up it's a big one because it involves every area of your life.
Yeah.
And then you start doubting you doing things. It's like, oh, you know that you didn't show up for yourself. So I'm just trying to think of it. It's definitely integrity and self-trust. From a like, so be very mindful what you say yes to. And you've definitely been on a journey with that. I've definitely been on a journey with that.
100%.
You know, and
I'm still on a journey of like going, maybe I overcommitted there.
Yeah.
But it's something that I can admit and still keep, as life keeps going and more things keep thrown. I'm like, okay, well, it's making me more aware.
Well, that's right. Exactly.
Because it's like, okay, I didn't commit to that. And it does, it sucks. Cause like, for me, it's like, man, like I let myself down. And I feel that. Cause like, usually the old me would put that away. I'd be like, whatever. I let myself down. But now it's like, I really take that seriously. I really take myself seriously when it comes to committing to things and showing up for things. So that's why I need to be very careful with like saying yes.
Because the integrity part is also affects your character. Like it's like, you know, it affects you like, because then otherwise are you the person that says yes and don't but there's a no-show? Like, or as one example, like, it has some big things in it.
Heck yeah.
So it's but even just like the whole be careful what you take on, like being mindful of what you're putting yourself through in a day. And okay, I've definitely been at fault at this, where I have jam-packed my day and I've pushed myself to the brink, and I've done it to myself.
Yeah.
You know, I've only got myself to blame. And so I've had to learn, okay, be realistic. One, I want freedom and flexibility in my calendar. So one, I can breathe and I'm not rushing through life so much, and I can actually enjoy it.
And I honestly feel like we are just too much of the same person in a lot of ways when it comes to that, because, you know, we both are flexible people. Like our days look different every single day.
100%.
Like I'm not, take this as you will, but like I cannot stick to the same thing every single day.
You know why? Because you like variety, and that's the thing. I like variety. I like that whole repetitious is. You know where I was going.
Yeah.
Like it's not our
it's not our cup of tea.
It's not our cup of tea. Oh my God, Jesus is working in me big time. Wow. Anyway, anyone who knows me would know probably what would come out of my mouth. But like, rap, I've lost my
Crikey.
Crikey.
like how we like our days very
yes, it's about spontaneity and variety. And because I think we have a lot of monotonous in our life anyway. Like just,
What does that mean?
Monotonous?
I thought you were going to say manure, but what does it mean?
Well, manure's horse too.
Yes. Definitely working in you, girl.
Okay. Look, I feel like I need to get the dictionary in case I say it wrong, but monotonous, I want to feel like it's the same. It's like,
okay, so like repetition,
effectively like a repetition.
Okay.
Don't quote me, people, because check the dictionary, and I will check the dictionary after this. But it's monotonous. Yeah, like my language would be like just repeat the same thing over and over again, and that drives me insane. Like some of the work I do is that is
and I know there are things that are important to be like continuous in terms of like being consistent with things, like
which you still
brushing your teeth, like things like that. I get that, but I'm talking in terms of like, so my work, like how I roster my clients. It's like some days I'll start a little bit later.
Right. Yeah. I love this. Yeah.
Some days I'll have that gap in the middle of the day. Some days I have an early day. So it just depends on my week, but I love variety. Like I really don't see myself, which was surprisingly last week or the week before that, for 2 weeks straight, I was finishing around the same time every day. I thought, oh, that's very different of me to do that. But I think
that's different than
that was like a little season there, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back to what I know works best for me.
Yeah, but like sometimes from a start to finish point of view, that's one thing, but it's more what you from a flexibility standpoint is how much you pack it in to allow that flexibility. Like if you have those gaps in the day, you're like, oh no, I can go quick for, I don't know, quick coffee, quick whatever, or I can allow this time for me. Or if something does come up, I have that availability if that's what I want.
Yeah.
And you can still be like, oh, I finished at the same time every day. But yeah, that whole variety, that's actually a core need. Right there. Yes, it is. It's part of it, like, because it's oh my God. It's like there's 6 core needs. It's said a little differently, but yeah, like, and yeah, anyway, that's another topic. But
that is another topic.
Yeah. But all
we
this,
love.
Exactly. All this to say, like, how important it is to really look, can we encourage you? Just try it. Now, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Let's just give you an example before we wrap up today. What does that look like? This takes time, for starters, and it's being aware of yourself. Like, so for starters, take notice of how fast you're moving. Take notice of how much your mind is racing.
Take notice of how many times you said you're going to do something and you didn't.
Yes. Be like, so for me, what I tend to do now is, if feel like I'm like, oh my God, I gotta have, and like I'm rushing, or like got that rush or angst. I don't know what the word is. Angst. That's probably not the right word. That almost like an anxiety, but that rush.
Yeah.
As soon as I notice it, I'm like, okay, stop.
100%.
And I literally stop.
Yeah.
And I pause and I take a minute and I take a few deep breaths and I center myself and I really then, again, slow that down. Thinking of it as a car, if you're going 60 and that's the faster rush, but I drop it back at least to 40 or 30.
40, go the school zone.
Yeah.
At least it's not too slow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're still doing. And, a really good example, I don't know if it's a good example, but like yesterday, there's been 2 things that I've been putting off. Sort of putting off, but also waiting on other people to get back to me or whatever.
That's not me, is it?
no. No, it's to do with work.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I need to action these now.
Mhm.
Like, but I know in the past from an anxiety and that rush perspective, I know I would have handled it very differently. I would have come in very frustrated, aggressive. Um, those two just in themselves are probably too much. And I was like, okay, how do I deal with this? And one of them I didn't want to deal with because I knew I was going to be on hold for half an hour or more.
Yeah.
But
right.
again, thankfully I sorted that out. Because I'd slowed myself down, because I kind of went in with a good attitude. Like, I'm just gonna try and explain this the best. Try not to get my crackers fired because my crackers were like
They were lit.
yeah, like I was
Mm.
still assertive without being aggressive
Yeah.
or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I even almost didn't have to make my point.
Mm.
Like get cranky.
Yeah.
Um
Wow. Good
yeah,
girl.
I know. I was like, who
Who is she?
what has happened?
Yeah.
But it was great. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, is it solved? Just about.
Mm.
But I felt a lot better about that whole thing. And I know that if I'd gone in there guns blazing, like I wanted to on multiple occasions,
Yeah.
it wasn't going to serve me.
Mm.
So, and I smashed out so many things this week, and when I because this is something I adopt every day, daily.
Mm.
Do I get it right all the time?
No, we
I
don't.
don't.
But it's the fact that we just keep on trying.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so
Because it will get better over time.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like I'll use this analogy often. It's like building muscles, like going to
Yeah.
the gym.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Mm.
It just, you just have to keep
Or the
being
stronger you become, because it doesn't become easy as such, but
correct. Thank you for
you will
thank
be
you for that.
building like
Correct.
every stage is hard. But
Yeah.
it's choosing your heart, right?
Well, that's right. It's choosing your heart. So can we encourage you to just slow it down? Really look at your schedule. Start there. Even if you're like, I don't even know where to start. Look at your week.
And if you don't have like a diary or something, please.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Make that a thing. Like if you're a calendar person, or like even on your phone, you can type it in your phone. This really just gives you like a perspective on like what your life is actually going to look like. Mums probably already have it, let's be real.
Well, yeah, most of
But if you don't, that's we definitely encourage you to maybe even try writing down your list. I have a list that's like my whole week.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I only focus on my week.
Yeah.
I really do.
And then
I focus on my day.
Well done.
So like,
yeah.
So for tomorrow, I'll look at my day and go, okay, this is what my day looks like, blah, blah, blah. And, you still have time to readjust certain things here and there. So you can be like, you know what? Like I could potentially, do this or whatnot. So I'm a day-to-day kind of gal. It looks different every day for me. So I really have to kind of look at my week ahead and then go, okay, now looking at taking each day as it comes is that saying, which is very true.
Yeah. The other thing that from doing that and actually putting it in the calendar and becoming aware, something for me that I've learned is the time blocking and what that I underestimated a lot of the times. That I needed to have blocked out. Yeah. So it again, get curious, explore it, give it a crack, because you might think it takes an hour.
Just
whatever it
and remember, it's not supposed to look perfect, right?
No. The most progression over everything else,
and actually trying.
Correct. So yeah, we should wrap it up, otherwise we would talk for hours. Yeah, we love it. Love
a good chatty chat.
Yes. Thank you for joining us again on this episode. Feel free to reach out if you want to chat further. Follow us on all the things,
socials, guys.
All the socials, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Much love, fam.
Bye.
Bye.